this is Tina from Shabby Dabby Doodle. Welcome back to my channel. So we're here for a bit of a messy play today. I've got loads and loads of different alcohol ink sprays, which some I have made just by doing the alcohol ink with some water, and then some I've got the dilutions here. Yeah, some dilutions. I've got my blending solution, and then I've got some copper and things. So we're just going to kind of have a bit of a play and sort of see what we can come up with, altering some of these paper flowers. So I managed to buy a whole bunch of these. They were reduced recently in my local shop, The Range, and yeah, I mean, I love these paper flowers, but some of them are, you know, not obviously vintage looking at all in their style. I mean, these, for instance, with the hearts, you know, I would have definitely used them when scrapbooking, but not so much when it comes to obviously junk journaling. You know, I prefer them to look a bit more vintage. So I thought, let's come along and see if we can alter some of the, you know, some of the ones that I'm not quite so keen on. Some I'm not so keen on because of the shape, and I know I've talked about this a lot before. I don't like these particular shaped flowers with those kind of pointy edges, so I will probably cut the edges off when I come to use them. So let's just get out a few more of the, like the ones with the weird hearts on. Well, they're not weird. I mean, like I say, actually in my scrapbooking, you know, world, I would have absolutely loved these, and I would have been using them all the time. It's just really now, you know, they don't really kind of look vintage at all. So they don't really kind of obviously match what we're making now. So going to just do our best, or do my best to just make them more usable, really. So let's get those out of the way. Right, let's have a start with these, and then of course we can then, you know, make more as we go. So I've got some book page here to kind of rest them on whilst I'm doing this. Now I'm going to put my gloves on because I'm thinking this is going to be a super messy activity. I mean, I'm terrible. As soon as I kind of open these alcohol inks, they're just all over me. So yeah, let's get my gloves on. Oh, this glove I've used previously. So yeah, let's just get that on. Oh dear. Right. So yeah, hopefully I'm going to not get quite so messy as I often have. I'm going to try not to get it on my clothes because, again, I often do end up getting it on my clothes. Right, okay, so let's kind of have a look and see what we've got, because, I mean, I'm not actually too sure what colours some of these are going to come out as. I mean, I'm thinking this looks brown, but hey, who knows? So yeah, let's just kind of, oops. Pop that onto those flowers. Right, okay. So, I mean, obviously, because this is quite watery, it's just kind of like, you know, going quite see-through on that flower, which is a bit of a shame because I'm not really getting rid of that heart particularly. So I might have to have something darker going on. That being said, let me just pop a little bit more on those edge petals there. Okay, let's have a look at the dark blue. So let's just, oh, right, okay. So, I mean, you can probably see what's happening is obviously where they, you know, where they're quite watery, they're not really kind of having a concentrated enough colour, which is a bit of a shame. That said, it seems to go from one extreme to the other, either not really concentrated enough, and then suddenly you're like in the realms of, oh my goodness, it's like, saturated. So what I might do is, should we try one with some gold? So I might just put a little bit of blending solution onto maybe the, should I put it on the centre of the flower? Oops. And then I'm just going to put some of this copper on. We'll just see how this looks. Oops. If I can even open it. Oh, I think I was having a problem with the copper lid. So let's just try the gold instead, because perhaps I can get into that, and I can't get into the copper at the moment. So let's just pop that down. Okay, right. So just, you know, going around that flower with the gold alcohol ink. I mean, unfortunately, that's still not obviously covering up at all those hearts. I mean, I've got the gold on there now, but yeah, it's not kind of covering up the hearts. So I'm going to try some of this Distress Oxide spray. Oh my goodness, like one extreme to the other. So yeah, we've now got completely saturated flower. I mean, that being said, it does obviously, you know, it is better because it is properly covering the hearts, which of course was, you know, what we were wanting to do. So it's like mission accomplished there. Just going to put a bit of gold on there over the top. I mean, that's quite pretty, isn't it? Yeah, that's very boho boho looking. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a sheet of the paper that I'm going to put the ones that are sort of done, I'm going to put them onto there so that I can put them out the way. But yeah, that's really nice, isn't it? So let's move that out the way. So let's bring these back in. And should we try a bit of this? This is the Dylusions, and it's, oh gosh, what's it called? I can't actually read what that says. It's something midnight. Oh, after midnight, I think it says. So again, it's going to be very strong. Okay. So just dab that around. So hopefully I've got it right to the edges of the petals. And then I'll just put the gold on. Okay, so this is not, you know, not looking quite so good, but yeah, we'll just kind of roll that or run that gold around a little bit. Don't mind it, but yeah, it's probably not the best. Okay. Just dab on a little bit there. Okay, well, it's not too bad, so I'll just put that out the way. I mean, you know, basically these have, you know, these are flowers that I would not have used, you know, in their kind of like heart covered state. I wouldn't have used them at all. So I feel, you know, I haven't got anything to lose really by messing about with them here because, you know, they were sort of effectively not going to be, you know, in my opinion, kind of usable really. So this one, obviously, I've tabbed on a lot of that blue already. So I'm just going to try and get it a bit more dabbed. Oh no, now I've taken a petal off of that completely. So yeah, not great. So again, just put that Dylusions round. I mean, those Dylusion sprays, you know, I've had them for years, and yeah, really love them because they really are very, very, very deep colours, and you know, they cover everything absolutely amazingly. So definitely they are super fun to play with. Okay. I mean, how gorgeous does that look? Absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? So let's put that to one side. Wonder if I can do anything with that petal. Oops. I just thought perhaps, oh, I've lost it altogether. Right, I thought maybe I could colour this separately and then be able to stick it back to the flower, but I'm not sure whether I'm going to manage to do that. I've now crumpled it up completely. Oh no, this is a disaster. It's really hard to do because where I've got my gloves on, obviously, I can't really kind of feel things properly and sort of pick them up properly. So yeah, it's not, oh my goodness, look at that. Literally demolished, but I'll put it over there to dry just in case we can do anything kind of salvageable with that whatsoever. So right, let's take a couple now and let's do right. What I think is I might put some blending solution on these first. Let's just sort of, you know, mix them in with the blending solution. And then see if I can just cover the whole thing with the green. Whoops. Okay, the blending solutions made that much more see-through. So, you know, I'm not sure so much that it's such a good effect, but okay. It's not bad, actually. That's not bad. It's quite pretty, isn't it? So I'll put that one to dry. Okay, right, next one. I wonder if I can just dab that gold on. No, I have to pour it on. Right, so again, just going around with the gold like that. Oh, doesn't that just look so pretty? I hope you can all see that. It's absolutely gorgeous, that flower. Yeah, they're quite boho looking, these. They're really lovely, aren't they? So, oops, put that to one side. Okay, right, let's try one. I've got this Dylusions, which this is, oh my goodness, I can't read. Something or other, oh, I can't read it. Something or other coffee, I think. I don't even remember if I've even ever used this before, to be honest. I might have only used it once or twice. So I think what I'll do is start again with that blending solution. I'm so sorry if you can hear any banging. I'm filming this early on a Saturday evening, and my daughter has, she's got up on her wall on her way into her door. She's got my son's pull-up bar, because obviously it was his bedroom previously. So she's got his pull-up bar, you know, for doing like pull-ups for sort of weight training. She's got that up there, and she obviously thinks it's like some sort of thing that you can jump on. So yeah, I'm so sorry if you can hear any banging. It's because she's doing that, and she's got her cousin here to stay the night for a sleepover. So no doubt she's probably showing him her, you know, what she deems as this awesome thing that she's taken to doing. So yeah, I do apologise if you can hear them at all, but they were warned, be quiet, because I'm doing a video. So hopefully it would just be banging and not too much else in the way of noise. Oh, look at that flower. Isn't that gorgeous? So I'm just going to put that over on that piece of paper to dry as well. Just waiting for that piece of paper to get knocked on the floor in a minute, and yeah, they'll end up end up all over the floor. I'm trying to be super careful and not do that, but okay. So that one as well. Okay, let's put that one, oops, put that one out of the way. Oh my goodness, very fiddly. Right, so I've just got a few more, so let's just going to kind of dip them into here and see what we, no, we're not picking up anything really much. So, okay, let's put some blending solution on these. Okie dokie. Oops. Okay, and just kind of rubbing it round on what's left on the book page. Now, obviously, if I'd have done these on my craft mat, I probably would have a lot more to play with, but it's fine. I'm just going to, you know, work with what I've got here. So let's just, you know, smoosh these together a little bit. Okay, like that. Right, and then just going to put a little bit of gold on here. I must try and get my copper to open, because I actually would really like some of these with the copper. I think they'd look really nice. Okay. But I have got plenty, because like I say, they were selling these off and they were so cheap. They were 40p for a pack. I think they were 99p previously. So, you know, they were really cheap. And I've used these flowers loads in the past. So, I mean, I knew that I loved them. So, yeah, of course, I couldn't resist buying tons and tons of them. I bought up like, well, I couldn't tell you even how many boxes that I bought, but loads and loads in the tray, because I thought, wow, they're obviously discontinuing these, and then I'll be sorry because I won't ever be able to get them again. And, you know, kind of then it will go through my head forevermore. Why didn't I just buy up all of them? I mean, I didn't buy up all of them, obviously, but yeah, it would go through my head thinking, well, why did I only buy a few? You know, why didn't I buy them all? So I did buy plenty, absolutely plenty. So, right, let's go in with this Distress Oxide. Okay. Okay, so the dilutions definitely seem best, although that looks pretty cool, doesn't it? So I'm just going to put that down to dry. And now this one, oops, let's just run that down to the edge of there. Okay. Ooh. Like that. Let me just pick up this one. This was the first one that I did with that Distress Oxide. So I just wanted to get a bit more gold on it, I think. Like that. Okay, yep, like that. Oh no, I've just dropped it onto the other one. Right, okay. So I'm going to dry these off now with my heat tool, and then we'll come back and possibly do some more because I've got some more in other colours, and yeah, see how they look. Okay, so I'm back and I've dried these off. Don't they just look so, so pretty? So yeah, I'm going to just put these to one side and then we'll just do some more. So let me just get a piece of paper to actually put them onto, you know, as I'm doing them. So yeah, just balance that to the side. So, and these ones, they're just slightly different colours, but, you know, I'm pretty sure that the results are going to be very similar because, of course, you know, the results are, you know, that it's actually covering up pretty much the paper that's on there in the first place. So, I mean, I'd be surprised if obviously these look much different because hopefully the colour underneath is not particularly affecting the colour on the top, if that makes sense. So, yeah, let's just make sure these are all separated out. Okay, right, so I'm going to try and do them two at a time. So, again, just going to kind of like cover them with the blending solution first. Like that, okay. Now, I've also got this blue, which is, oh, this is London blue. So, let's just, okay. I mean, what a gorgeous colour, isn't it? So pretty. Absolutely gorgeous colour. I might do just these like blue, just leave them without the gold. So let's just put those to one side to dry. Right, let's do another couple. So just take, actually, let's do 3. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that this is how you're supposed to use those distress inks or, you know, the dilutions or anything like that. So, you know, because I'm bound to get kind of people who are saying, you know, oh, that's not how you use them. And I'm not in any way trying to say that this is correct or anything else. I'm saying I'm just playing. And, yeah, just, you know, to be honest, I don't really mind, you know, whether it's right or wrong. If the results are actually as I would like them, that's good enough for me. So, yeah, just kind of playing around and seeing what, you know, what we get really. So let's do them with a bit more. So this is the green colour, which is, oh, I can't read that either. But yeah, so hopefully this one's a bit more bluey green now. So like that, and yep. Okay, let's put those off to one side. And then this one, which has now become completely crumpled. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm in danger of ripping those petals off again, just like I did with that other one. Right, so yeah, let's put that one to one side now to dry. Oh my gosh. Super fiddly. Right. Let's take a couple more. These ones with the pointy, I was going to call them feathers, pointy leaves, not leaves, petals. They're not so easy to deal with, to be honest, because they're, yeah, they're very kind of like susceptible to getting broken off. The other ones, they're not too bad, but yeah, those are pretty delicate, to be honest. So yeah. Oh, I love how that one looks, actually. Do you know, I might just leave that one quite pale. I mean, so long as it's covering up the pattern, which I think it is. Not sure what that's on the back, whether I must just have like a big splodge of something. But anyway, looks very pretty, doesn't it? I love that colour. So this one, just going to kind of like, yeah, rub it into here. Oops. Just because actually I'm not so keen on that colour that's still showing through on there with the green. Let's just try and make this a bit darker. Okay. Okay. So yeah, that one's okay. So I mean, all of these I'm just doing without the gold. So we'll just see kind of how they turn out. They might look rubbish, and I might wish that I'd put the gold on, but you know, we can always add gold, I guess, afterwards, can't we? So yeah, I mean, hopefully we're just going to end up with a nice mix. So like that. Okay. I can hear the children out there saying, oh, I'm really looking forward to going to the beach tomorrow. Oh, I hope the weather's nice and we can go to the beach because, yeah, it's forecast as quite nice, but I'm not sure it's forecast as actual beach weather, to be honest. But anyway, we'll see. Obviously, if it is nice, we will go to the beach, but yeah, it might well not be nice enough. Right, just put that one out of the way. Okay, this one looks very pretty, doesn't it? Again, just dip that in. I mean, it's quite good because I've got that blue all over my gloves now. So actually I'm finding all I really need to do is put some blending solution on. And then they're obviously picking up all the blue from my gloves. So it's, you know, it's working out pretty cool and a good way to coat them. Again, obviously, I realise that's not a proper method. Of course, that's not a method, you know, but it's a method for me. And it's working fine. So, yeah, if things are working fine, then that's good enough for me. So, oh my gosh, it's stuck on my glove now. Hold on. So this one, just sort of dip it in because it's quite hard to get it into those kind of crevices, you know, that little gap there. So just put a bit of blending solution on there. And what happens is the blending solution then, when I touch my glove, it just re-wets the ink, which is pretty handy. So, right, let's just go in now. Last ones, okay? So, again, lots of ink in, or blending solution. Right, I don't know how this one's going to go because obviously it's pink, so that's not bad. That's not bad. I mean, it looks quite purple now, which is quite pretty. So, yeah, I'll just put that one to dry. And then last one, this one. Oh, no, not last one. Sorry, I've just spotted another one on the desk. So, yeah. Okay. Okie dokie. Right, last one. Absolute last one. So, pop a bit of blending solution on there. Again, just rub that in. Okay. Yeah. Pick up any from the book page that I can as well. Right, okay. So I'm going to dry these now with the ink tool, and then, you know, we'll have a go at sort of layering some up and making some pretty flowers. Okay, so these are all dry now. So let's have a look and sort of see what we've got. And then what I'm thinking is we can just layer some of these up. So I'm just going to move some of my inks out of the way so that I'm not quite so, you know, smothered all over the desk, because of course it's a little bit tricky when there's so many inks everywhere. And then, yeah, all we're going to do is kind of layer them up and make then some pretty kind of layered flowers. So these ones here, now I know I've done this lots of times before, but the ones with the pointy, you know, the pointy edge leaves, I'm not that keen on those. So as I have done in the past, I'm going to trim those edges off. Now I've got a rounded kind of, I thought this might work, but yeah, I think the scissors are a bit blunt, and that's, yeah, it's not working. The scissors are too blunt. So I'm going to have to take my, you know, pinking shears. These are my fabric ones, and to be honest, I'm really naughty doing this. I should not be cutting paper with fabric pinking shears. I will probably blunt these now by doing this, but we'll just trim them down. Okay, and yeah, I'll just kind of do that on a couple. I mean, that's just personal preference. I just don't personally like the pointy petals, and I know I've talked about it so much in the past, but yeah, for me, I don't know what it is about them, but they just don't look very... I mean, I was going to say vintage, but of course that's just a rubbish, ridiculous thing to say. I just don't like the look of them. Just, yeah, just a blanket, you know, don't like the look of them for whatever reason that may be. And yeah, I couldn't really tell you what that reason is, but they just, for some reason, I don't like them. Right, now, just wondering. Oh my goodness, how pretty does that look? So, I mean, obviously that one's got a petal missing, but to be honest, I don't think you really even notice that the petal's missing, if I'm honest. So, yeah, let's just kind of go for that. And I'm just going to use my hot glue. I mean, again, just because I really love the hot glue, you know, no reason why you have to use hot glue for things like this. I mean, definitely things like this would work perfectly well with, you know, wet glue. But I just really love my hot glue. So, and then I'm just going to finish it off with a pearly centre. Like that. How pretty does that look? So, you know, I mean, I've only even got 2 layers on there. It's not even like I've kind of layered it up, you know, with tons of layers or anything like that. But it looks really lovely, doesn't it? And it's taken that from a sort of, you know, what I would call quite an unusable flower to now a much more usable flower. Obviously, you could put another layer on underneath, just so it's got a bit more going on, like that. So if I just take that one, actually, I'm going to take this one, I think. No, I'm going to take this one. So, yeah. I think just it perhaps can benefit or would benefit from another layer, so just pop that on there, and then you can sort of press that in the middle and, you know, make your flower a bit more textured kind of by pulling the petals up. So how pretty does that look? Really lovely, isn't it? So yeah, let's do a couple more of those. So I'm just going to cut these petals down here. So again, just going around all of them on that edge part. Might cut them in slightly smaller this time. So hopefully they're going to not be quite the size of the, you know, the first layered flower. So just, you know, make them a little bit smaller. Okay. And then let's just see. Whoops. Trying to decide which one to put underneath. I might just go around this even more, trim this down even more, because I'd really prefer to see more of the underneath flower. So I'm just going to go round again to make this a little bit smaller, so that when I press that in, oops, it's just got a bit more of a layered effect going on. So pop that down on there like that, and yeah, and then take my centre flower. Which colour do I want? Now, I have also got those ones that we did with the gold. Oh, and would you believe I've got none? No green ones with the gold. Would you believe it? Isn't that just typical? Yeah, that's just typical, isn't it? Right, okay, so I'll have to go with one of these. Whoops. One of these ones. So maybe like that one. So again, just gluing this in the centre, and then what I'll do is actually, now we've got quite a few layers, I just like to press down with the centre of my hot glue nozzle. And I know I've shown this loads of times, it's nothing kind of new, but it just kind of, by doing that, it makes your petals kind of come up around the centre, if that makes sense. So, oops, like that, and then I will just finish this off again with just one of those little pearl centres. And these are just the smallish pearl centres. They're not the really tiny ones that I can barely pick up. But they're the, I don't know whether these would be like a, I don't know, 5mm maybe, something like that. Like that. I mean, how pretty does that flower look? Just gorgeous, isn't it? So let's do one of our ones with the gold and see how that looks. Oh my goodness, how gorgeous does that look? Now, wondering whether we need to just put something underneath. Oh, I wish that I'd done another one underneath now. Unless we have a brown one. Just like in the in-betweeny layers. Ah, come on. Or we could have that and then a brown one on the top layer. Oh yeah, that's pretty, isn't it? Do we think that's pretty? Or do we prefer it being all pink? Or maybe all pink. Oh, this is so tough to decide, isn't it? Let's try a green one with a brown. That's quite nice. Right. So, again, just put my hot glue and then I want my petals sort of in between the other petals, if you know what I mean. So where I've got the gaps, I've put the other petals filled in. Let me bring it up and show you. And then here, obviously the small one in the centre, just pop that one down like that. Again, just like press it in, which then, you know, enables those other petals to kind of come back up. And then just a little dab of hot glue. Put my pearly centre in on there. Oops. Oh, come on. Don't know what's going on. I've, yep, glued this on. Oh, do you know what's happened here? Oh no, look what's happened. That was a disaster, wasn't it? I had two petals stuck together. So, yeah, that was a disaster all round, wasn't it? I kept thinking, well, why is that lifting? Look, that's what's happened. So, right, just going to glue that down over the top of there. And then I'm going to have to glue this one down, which is not ideal, but yeah. So, I mean, you can probably see they're pretty forgiving, aren't they? They're, yeah, pretty easy to kind of like alter them around, you know, even when you've kind of made a big error. You can still kind of change them about quite a bit. So, like that. Aren't they just so yummy? I mean, when you think, so I'm just going to take these off and then let's have a look and see. So they started out, I'll just turn this over so we've got a cleaner sheet. And it's not brilliant, but yeah, cleaner. They started out like this. Let me just get one of the spotty polka dot flowers. Okay, like that. And now they've become these. So, I mean, you know, a little bit of a faff, but to be honest, you can do them reasonably quickly. And actually, you could just kind of bulk spray these, you know, like if, I don't know, as you finish your crafting for the day, just pour a load out on your desk and bulk spray them. And then by the next day, they're all going to be dry. So it's kind of quite a quick and easy way to just, you know, then get your flowers all sprayed and altered. But yeah, I mean, it just kind of makes them or takes them from unusable to completely usable, I think. So, you know, well worth kind of spending a little bit of time just spraying them. So, yeah, hope it's given you some ideas. Have fun if you decide to get some of your flowers out that obviously, you know, you just need to alter. And yeah, have fun. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.